What's up, guys? So before the video starts, I just want to let you know that my mic is having a little bit of issues right now, so I kind of have to go back to doing this for a little bit. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully I can get it fixed soon. I probably will be able to, so yeah. Videos are just, the audio is not going to be as good as it was before, for now, but I can probably get that fixed pretty soon. So without further ado, on to the video. So what is up, guys? Souter the Savage back, and today we are here with NFL Week Patrick Mahomes predictions. There was really no good Saints player that wore that number 15, so I'm going with your boy Patrick Mahomes. It is Week 15 predictions. My God, this is going to be a fun week of football. Got a lot of matches to get to, and as always, if you just want to see a certain matchup, timestamps are in the description below, so make sure you click on that timestamp if you want to watch that certain matchup. Anyways, 16 matches to get to, so without further ado, let's get this video started. Alright, so now you have our Thursday Night Football matchup, the last one of the season between the LA Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Starting out with the Chargers, your last game against the Falcons. Jesus, no one wanted to win that match. But anyways, Justin Herbert wasn't, I expected him to be better. He threw for 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. He was meh. Austin Eckler came back, ran for 79 yards, followed up with 6-7 receiving yards, which is pretty good. Tyler Johnson, he was an absolute steal. He's got 55 yards and a touchdown, followed by Keenan Allen, who's low-key one of the most underrated receivers in the game with 52 yards and a touchdown. Hunter Henry had 41. That was pretty much it. The defense had some trouble, but got a couple of... they got 3 picks off Matt Ryan. One was in double coverage, and 2 of them were at the last couple minutes of the game. But anyways, no one really wanted to win this match, so it was literally choke bowl. Reference to your name tree, go subscribe to him. I got his channel in the description below. And then the Raiders, coming off against barely beating the Jets. I had some doubts about you against the Colts. I was not wrong. Derek Carr, he threw for 316 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Meh. Josh Jacobs decided to be a troll to his fantasy owners. He ran for 49 yards and no touchdowns because he announced on his Instagram story saying, "Oh, I'm not going to show up," and then he shows up. What a bitch, but I don't have him in an important league right now, so yeah. Derek Carr, he had 12 yards and a touchdown. Lead receiver was Nelson Aguilar with 100 yards and a touchdown, followed by Darren Waller with 75 yards, and Frank Moreau with 47 yards. So that was pretty much it for the receiving. The defense was not good, allowed Jonathan Taylor and T.Y. Hilton just to completely ravage that defense, so yeah. Raiders, they're favored to win this one by 3, but you know what? Give me Justin Herbert in this one. He's too good right now. Gonna win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Give me the Chargers. And now you have our very next matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos. This is happening on a Saturday afternoon at 4:30. Because in Week 15 and Week 16, you're gonna get 2 or 3 more games that are gonna be played on Saturday just for better ratings, just more bring in the NFL in some more revenue. Anyways, we got Bills and Broncos. Shout out to my boy Dawson. Him and I, we were talking after the Bills game and after the Saints lost, so we had a good chat. Shouting him out. What's up, Dawson? Link to his Instagram in the description below. But anyways, the Bills. Holy shit. You are legit. Taking down the Steelers 26-15. Josh Allen, at the beginning, he struggled. But he threw for 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Like I said, at first, he kind of reverted back to the way he would usually play. But he made up for it. So, good job. Zach Moss, he was your lead rusher with 43 yards, followed by Singletary with 32, and Allen with 28. So, Allen is a lot less reliant on the ground and a much better guy in the air. Lead receiver was Stephon Diggs with 130 yards and a touchdown. Damn, this guy's pretty good. Cole Beasley, one of the most underrated receivers in the game. He had 41 yards, followed by Dawson Knox with 34. Greg Davis was also a big steal in the draft. He had 19 yards and a touchdown. The defense, you did pick off Big Ben 2 times, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm impressed. Good job. And then the Broncos, what's with you guys? Drew Lock is way too inconsistent. He threw for 280 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. He'll either play a god one week or shit the other. In terms of rushing, lead rusher was Melvin Gordon with 68 yards, followed by Phillip Lindsay with 24. Lead receiver was Hamler, as he had 86 yards and 2 touchdowns, followed by Troy Fumagalli with 53 yards. I still can't pronounce that, even though he was my backup tight end when I played Madden 20 career mode. Jerry Jeudy with 42 yards, and then Tim Patrick with 36 and a touchdown. The defense was meh against the Panthers, but fortunately for you guys, you were able to pull out a victory. So the Buffalo Bills, they are favored by 6 to win this game, and yeah, I'm going to say that they win, cover the spread, and win the AFC East. The first really good winner that we've had since the Miami Dolphins, and congrats Bills on winning the division. Good job, boys. And now you have our second Saturday football matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Carolina Panthers. Starting off with the Panthers, where were you against the Broncos? Anyway, starting off, Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not sure if he's going to be the option in Carolina. Like, he's a decent quarterback, but probably not the number one guy who's going to thrive there. He had 283 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He did have 31 yards and a touchdown on the ground, so not bad. Lead rusher was Mike Davis with 51 yards and 2 touchdowns, so no McCaffrey, not much of a problem, but no, you still need McCaffrey. Anyways, lead receiver was Robbie Anderson with 84 yards, followed by Curtis Samuel with 68. Pharaoh Cooper had 52. No DJ Moore, so yeah. You still got one of the more underrated receiving cores in the NFL. Does not get the love and respect that it should. Your defense allowed Drew Lock to throw for 4 touchdowns, so yeah, not much else I can say about your defense. And then the Packers, against the Lions, it was what I expected, like a victory. It was close, but Aaron Rodgers threw for 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Aaron Jones ran for 69 yards, good man. Jamal Williams had 38 yards, and then Aaron Rodgers ran for 13 and a touchdown. Lead receiver, as always, Devontae Adams with 7 receptions, 115 yards and a touchdown, followed by Marquez Valdes-Scantling with 85 yards and a touchdown. And Robert Tonyan, tight end, they had Jimmy Graham a couple of years ago. He's not what he once was in New Orleans, but he's morphed into a nice target for Aaron Rodgers with 36 yards and a touchdown. The defense was a little shaky, had a little bit of trouble against Detroit, but ultimately the Packers were one step ahead of them. So honestly, not much else could happen there. But anyways, Packers are favored to win this one by 8.5, but you know what? Give me the Panthers this week. And just because I want them to win, because I want that number 1 goddamn seed. Give me the Panthers. And now you have our very next match between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. Starting off the Texans, what the fuck was that? What was that? 36-7 loss against the Bears? Allowing Mitch Trubisky to look like a god? You leaving Deshaun Watson out to die? Save Deshaun Watson! He threw for 219 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks, but got sacked 6 times. 1 went for a safety as well, and he also, not good. Anyways, but in terms of rushing, Brian Howell was your leader with 42 yards, followed by Watson with 38, and Duke Johnson with 26. Lead receiver was Chris Hansen, as he had 56 yards, followed by Duke Johnson with 53. And that was pretty much it. The only one to have a touchdown was Kiki Kute. Your defense, you gave up over 400 yards to the Bears. And it was a Mitch Trubisky-led Bears. Doesn't matter if it's Nick Foles, Mitch Trubisky. Both guys are terrible. You should not be giving up that much. The yardage, you should not be giving up that much. And then the Colts, a fine statement victory over the Raiders, proving that you may be a legitimate threat. Phillip Rivers was all right. He threw for 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Jonathan Taylor, he ran for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, followed by Naheem Hines with 58 yards. Lead receiver, like I said, the last couple weeks I've been giving a lot of crap to T.Y. Hilton. He has really turned it around. He had 86 yards and 2 touchdowns, followed by Jack Joy with 42, and Michael Pittman Jr. with 42 yards. So anyways, the defense had a little bit of trouble against the Raiders, gave up about 400 yards, but ultimately those 3 turnovers, they were the key difference between victory and defeat. Anyways, Colts are favored to win this one by 7.5. I'm going to say that they win, but don't cover the spread. And now you have our very next match between the Detroit Lions and the Tennessee Titans. Starting out with the Lions, against the Packers, you kept it close, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. Lost 31-24. Matt Stafford threw for 244 yards, a touchdown, no picks. He got injured, so Chase Daniel comes in, and that's going to kill off all your hopes. Rushing game wasn't much, but you had to play catch-up. Actually, no, you kept it pretty close, but DeAndre Swift had 24 yards and a touchdown. Run the ball more. Swift is a pretty good running back. Lead receiver was Danny Amendola with 66 yards, followed by Marvin Jones with 48, and T.J. Hawkinson proving that he could be a legit tight end with 43 yards and a touchdown. And, that was pretty much it. The defense fell apart to the Packers, but it's the Packers. They're a pretty good offense, so I could see that happening. And then the Titans, it was basically a free victory against the Jags, 31-10. Ryan Tannehill, he threw for 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Derrick Henry just had a nice day with 215 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on 26 carries, so yeah. Good day for him. A.J. Brown, still the number 1 guy for Tennessee in terms of receiving with 112 yards and a touchdown, followed by Greg Swaim with 34 yards and a touchdown, and Corey Davis with 34 yards. And basically, your defense, You forced a turnover, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Gave up about just under 350 yards between Mike Glennon and Gardner Minshew. So, yeah, the defense, if you want to win the Super Bowl and go on a deep run, that defense has to tighten up quite a bit. But anyways, Titans are favored to win this one by 11. I'm going to say that they win and cover the spread because I still don't know if Stafford's coming back. And now you have our very next matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. Starting out with the Bucs, you won 26-14 over the Minnesota Vikings. A big help in that was, of course, Dan Bailey missing 4 kicks. But anyways, Tom Brady threw for 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Ronald Jones was, once again, a pretty decent running back with 80 yards and a touchdown. On terms of receiving, leader was Mike Evans with 56 yards, Antonio Brown with 49, and then, of course, Scott Miller. He had 1 reception, but it was for 48 yards and a touchdown. That was pretty much it. The defense was all right against Minnesota. I mean, you got 1 Kirk Cousins fumble, and of course, but the big part was Dan Bailey missing 3 field goals and an extra point. And then the Falcons, yeah, you played against the Chargers, 2 choking teams, yet you choked more. Matt Ryan threw for 224 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. He has taken a major regression. So there are concerns, but also Ronald Gage had 39 passing yards and a touchdown. And it was a 39-yarder to Calvin Ridley. Smith ran for 42 yards, so yeah, the rushing game's nothing. Calvin Ridley was the lead receiver with 124 yards and a touchdown. Robert Gage had 82 receiving yards. Yeah, that was pretty much it. The only one else to have a touchdown was Laquan Treadwell. I thought he was still on the Vikings, but yeah. Nothing about that. The defense was absolutely terrible. No, not terrible. You did all right against the Chargers. Justin Herbert wasn't his normal self. But anyways, yeah, you still came up short in that game. Bucks are a favorite to win this one by 6. I'm going to say that they... Actually, no. Give me the Falcons in this one. I'm going to say that they pull off a massive upset and kill off Tampa Bay's NFC South chances. And now you have our very next matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Baltimore Ravens. Starting out with the Ravens, you were part of game of the season against the Cleveland Browns with a 47-42 victory. Holy crap, what a win. Lamar Jackson, he threw for 163 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. He also ran for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns, took a poop mid-game, and then came out and threw the go-ahead touchdown. So that's funny to me. But anyways, other rushers was J.K. Dobbins. He had 53 yards and a touchdown, followed by Gus Edwards with 42 yards and 2 touchdowns. So yeah, the rushing game was on point. Mark Andrews led with 78 receiving yards, and Hollywood Brown, even though he was dropping passes all game, he did catch a 44-yard go-ahead touchdown. So good on him. The defense really struggled against the Browns, especially whether it was the run attack, the passing attack. This was just a show for the ages. But, Justin Tucker has ice in his fucking veins and just kicked the game winner. And then the Jaguars, you guys are disappointing. 1-12. Gardner Minshew and Mike Glennon, they combined for 263 yards, 1 touchdown, and a pick. James Robinson led with 67 yards, followed by Gardner Minshew with 22 yards. Lead receiver was Keenan Cole Sr. and with 67 yards and a touchdown, followed by Laviska Shenault Jr. with 49 yards. And that was pretty much it. The defense was terrible because Derrick Henry just completely ran all over you, but it's Derrick Henry, and against the Jaguars, that's the team he loves to feast off of. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got. Anyways, the Ravens, they're favored to win this one by 13. I'm going to say that they win and cover the spread. And now you have our very next matchup between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Starting out with the Patriots, after a huge win over the LA Chargers, you fell apart to the Rams. Lost 24-3. Cam Newton was absolutely terrible, threw for 119 yards and a pick. So bad that he got benched for Jarrett Stidham. He threw for 27 yards. In terms of rushing, it was nothing. Damian Harris led with 50 yards. That was pretty much it. Lead receiver was N'Keal Harry with 49 yards. Darrell Bird with 48. Anyways, but where you guys fell apart, the defense was terrible. It did all right against the passing game, but, the Rams, they really didn't have to pass all that much. A pick 6 was definitely one thing that did seal your fate. But also Cam Akers just ran all over you. And then the Dolphins, I'm not going to discredit you for the loss against Kansas City. Billy, I know you are watching. Don't take this as a bad thing that you lost the Chiefs. Think of this as good. You came so goddamn close. You lost 33-27, but look at this as a success. It shows what you're truly made of. Tua Tagovailoa threw for 316 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Rushing was really nothing except for Tagovailoa's 24 yards and a touchdown. Leading receiver was Bowden Jr. with 82 yards, followed by Hollins with 66. Mike Gesicki had 65 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, honestly, Tua was spreading the ball around, so he's still trying to find that number one target, even though I really think it should be Devontae Parker and Mike Gesicki. The defense was not that great. Yeah, you forced 4 turnovers, 3 Patrick Mahomes interceptions, but overall, the thing is, once the Chiefs' offense clicks, you're not going to stop them. But you see it with a lot of teams, and you see it in the Super Bowl. Once they go down and once they start to click, it's over. Anyways, Dolphins favored to win this one by 2. I'm going to say that they win and cover the spread. And now you have our very next matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Starting off with the Bears, you beat the Texans. Oh boy, and I don't even know what to say. You won. Mitch Trubisky threw for 267 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He actually looked good for once, but that's pretty much it. Dave Montgomery was your lead rusher with 113 yards and a touchdown. The thing about him is he goes on one explosive run, and then they don't really hand it off to him as much, but he kind of just pads the stats because he had an 80-yard rush, and then he would get 10 carries, 53 yards. So, not bad. Not bad. Lead receiver was Allen Robinson, 123 yards and a touchdown, followed by Dave Montgomery with 42 yards, Cole Kmet with 41, Jimmy Graham with 23 and a touchdown, and that was pretty much it. The defense completely silenced the Texans, and nothing else to say. And then the Vikings, you were okay against the Bucs, but of course Dan Bailey missed 3 field goals and an extra point. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten cut yet, but yikes. Kirk Cousins, honestly, it's a thing. If you're a Buccaneers, Vikings, or a Chargers kicker, you are automatically cursed. Kirk Cousins threw for 225 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks, but he also had a massive fumble, and that was rough. Dalvin Cook, against one of the best pass rushes in the league, he ran for 102 yards and a touchdown, so good job. Irv Smith Jr. had 63 yards, followed by Conklin with 40, Thielen with 39, and Jefferson with 39. So they were kind of low on that game, so that's not really a good thing, because once those two get shut down, Cook can only do so much, so yeah. The defense fell apart to the Buccaneers. They didn't fully fall apart, but, they were outplayed by the Bucs, and, that's pretty tough to deal with. Vikings are favored to win this one by 3. I'm going to say that they win and cover the spread. And now you have our very next matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Football Team. A rematch of the 2012 NFC wildcard game. If you don't remember, that's one where RG3's knees just completely blew out. But anyways, Seattle against the Jets. It was a free victory. Wilson, 206 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick. Carson ran for 76 yards and a touchdown, followed by Carlos Hyde with 66. So, it was an easy victory. DK Metcalf had 61 yards and a touchdown. Lockett had 52. Disley had 23 and a touchdown. Swaim had 22 and a touchdown. Nothing else. It was a free victory. Your defense, oh boy, you stopped the Jets. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Wake me up when you beat a real offense with that defense, viewers. And then the football team. God damn it, you guys are legit. Your starters aren't that great, but that defense, that front 7 is dirty. Alex Smith, he threw for 57 yards and a pick, but he got injured, so in comes Dwayne Haskins. He threw for 51 yards. Still no Antonio Gibson, but J.D. McKissick did all right with 68 yards, followed by Peyton Barber with 37. Lead receiver was Logan Thomas with 43 yards, followed by Terry McLaurin with 24. The offense wasn't really the highlight of the game. No, it was that defense. Of course, you had one return. You had 1 pick, 6 for a touchdown. I think you also had a fumble return for a touchdown, which Chase Young took right to the house. So that defense is absolutely electric. I am so excited to see this. You guys are a legit option. You are a quarterback and a new owner away from something really special. And it's exciting to see. Seahawks are favored to win this one by 6. I'm going to say that they win, but don't cover the spread. Washington's going to keep this close and say, you know what? We got a chance. And now you have our final 1 o'clock matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. A rematch of the 1982 NFC Championship game where Dwight Clark made the catch. One of my favorite things that I remember was when after Dwight Clark had passed away, the first home game the 49ers had, they had everyone from the 82 team come out. Joe Montana gave a speech. It's Dwight Clark, a name that 49ers fans remember. And, oh yes, you Cowboys fans too. What a guy. Anyways, but 49ers against the Washington football team, you were nothing. Nick Mullins is not your guy. I'd say Jimmy Garoppolo is the guy, but if he can just stay off the injuries, you guys should be set. And just stay off the injuries in general. Nick Mullins threw for 260 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Mostert ran for 65 yards, followed by just Jeff Wilson Jr. with 31 and a touchdown. Lead receiver was Brandon Ayuk. He's pretty dirty. He had 119 yards, followed by Kendrick Bourne with 32, Richie James with 33, and that was pretty much it. The defense wasn't that, it was okay, but of course, you're off. Their defense was just better. It was two good defensive teams, but one defense played better, and that was the Washington football team by a landslide. And then the Cowboys, you beat the Bengals. Andy Dalton got his revenge on the Bengals in his return with 185 yards and 2 touchdowns. Zeke ran for 48 yards. Tony Pollard ran for 39. Lead receiver was Amari Cooper with 51 yards and a touchdown, followed by CeeDee Lamb with 46 and Dalton Schultz with 34. So honestly, it was an okay showing on offense. The defense, you stopped Brandon Allen and Ryan Finley. Not much of an accomplishment. I mean, you did force 3 fumbles. This game was fumbles and fumbles all over. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got. 49ers are favored to win this one by 3. I'm going to say that they win and cover this one. And now you have our very next matchup. It's our first 4 o'clock matchup between the LA Rams and the New York Jets. I'm not even going to really put any effort into this one. It's going to be the Rams, but I'm still going to put an effort. Anyways, the Jets against the Seahawks was nothing. Sam Darnold threw for 132 yards. Lead rusher was Adams with 27 and Frank Gore with 23. Lead receiver was Berrios with 49 yards, followed by Brashard Perriman with 26 yards. So, yeah, nothing really to say. Your defense was absolutely terrible. It was so bad that Geno Smith ended up playing as quarterback for the Seahawks. If you don't remember who he was, it's okay. Not many people really do remember who he is. And then the Rams, you guys are something special. Jared Goff, he threw for 137 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. You got your revenge on the Patriots, but Sean McVay's a genius. He did well. Cam Akers is the clear number 1 back. He had 171 rushing yards. He had no touchdowns because the only one went to Jared Goff as he had 4 rushing attempts for 11 yards and a touchdown. Lead receiver was Tyler Higbee with 34 yards, followed by Cooper Kupp with 33, Woods with 32, and Cam Akers with 23. Anyways, but in terms of your defense, you did well. The big one was the pick 6. That was ultimately the turning point of the game and the ultimate play on defense. You kept the Patriots to just above 250 yards, so good on you guys. You're something special. I think this might be the biggest spread a team has had this year. Rams are favored to win this one by 17.5. I'm saying that they win and cover the spread. And now you have our very next match between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Arizona Cardinals. Sorry not the Eagles. Fuck you guys. You beat the Saints. That was tough. That was a tough match. We lost. Jalen Hurts threw for 167 yards and a touchdown on his first start. Not bad. He followed up with 106 rushing yards. But man, Miles Sanders, 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. This is against one of the best pass rushers in the league. What the fuck were you doing, Saints? What the fuck is your major malfunction? I'm so pissed off about that. Our lead receiver was Jalen Reagor with 46 yards, followed by Dallas Goedert with 43. Not much else I can report on. The receiving game was really nothing. The defense was able to force 2 turnovers, both caused by Taysom Hill. So honestly, he's not really ready to be a starter, but that's the thing about Taysom Hill. Jalen Hurts could be the option in Philly, and I'd be excited to see that. And then the Cardinals, it was an easy victory over the Giants. They got lucky against the Giants got lucky against the Seahawks. Cardinals just kicked their ass. Kyler Murray threw for 244 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. Kenyon Drake proving that he can be the number 1 back. I gave him a lot of crap, but he had 80 yards and a touchdown, followed by Kyler Murray with 47 and Chase Edmonds with 32. Lead receiver was DeAndre Hopkins, and it wasn't even close. He had 136 yards. The closest receiver was Dan Arnold with 27 yards and a touchdown. So, yeah. Not much else to say. The defense shut down the Giants. You shut down Daniel Jones. You forced them to fumble 3 times. You recovered 3 fumbles. They put in Colt McCoy, but he kind of runs the offense better for them. Anyways, Arizona's favored to win this one by 6. I'm going to say that they win, but don't cover the spread. And now you have our final 4 o'clock matchup. It is between the Kansas City Chiefs and my boys and the New Orleans Saints. I'm not wearing the Saints jersey, but I am wearing this very cool Merry Flippin' Christmas Jose Bautista bat flip Christmas sweater. I love it. Anyways, on to the Chiefs. Man, that was a close game against the Dolphins. You won 33-27. Patrick Mahomes, he threw for 393 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 3 picks. He threw some bad picks. 2 of them were just because your receivers couldn't catch, but one of them was just an amazing play by Xavier Howard. Your lead rusher was Tyreek Hill with 1 end around for 32 yards and a touchdown, followed by Clyde Edwards-Helaire with 32 yards. Lead receiver was Travis Kelce with 136 yards and a touchdown. Dude could be Offensive Player of the Year, and that's really shocking because it's a tight end. Tyreek Hill, he had 79 yards and a touchdown, followed by Edwards-Helaire with 59, Watkins with 52, and that was pretty much it. The defense had some trouble against the Miami Dolphins, but ultimately you got 1 turnover and just were barely able to come out on top. And then the Saints, god damn it, a bad loss to Philly, a 24-21 loss. Taysom Hill, like I said, I don't think he can be a starter yet. He needs to develop more. He threw for 291 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. You might say that's pretty good, but his first half was particularly abysmal. Lead rusher was Kamara with 50 yards and a touchdown, followed by Hill with 33 and Murray with 13. Michael Thomas led with 84 yards, followed by Traquan Smith with 60, Manuel Sanders with 48. Kamara finally got some more receptions. He had 44 yards, and then Jared Cook with 37 and a touchdown. So that was pretty much it. The defense really struggled. Like, it did all right against the pass game, but the rush game, I don't know. We're one of the best pass rush teams in the league. Why do we give up so many motherfucking points to the rush? Anyways, I did actually find out that we are getting Drew Brees back this week, and I want him back because I think he's just going to manage this game way better than Taysom Hill. Chiefs are favored to win this one by 3, but of course, give me the Saints. I know I'm biased as hell, but you know what? This is going to be like, I have a feeling this is going to be like when we beat the Buccaneers, except not as much of a blowout. But it's going to be a nice statement win. And now you have our Sunday Night Football matchup between the New York Giants and the Cleveland Browns. Starting out with the Giants, maybe you're better off under Colt McCoy. You lost 26-7. Daniel Jones threw for 127 yards. No touchdowns, no picks, but he had 3 fumbles, 1 that he lost against the Cardinals. Colt McCoy, he came in, threw for 18 yards, and that was pretty much it. Wayne Gallon was your lead rusher with 57 yards, followed by Dion Lewis with 14 and a touchdown. Receiving was nothing. Lead receiver was Golden Tate with 39 yards, followed by Sterling Shepard with 35, Darius Slayton with 31, and that was pretty much it. Your defense fell apart to a powerhouse in the Arizona Cardinals, but I'm not that shocked. They are a pretty good offense, especially with the rush game. The rush game, they have one of the best rushing offenses in the league. A great 3-man punch with Drake, Murray, and Edmonds. That's pretty much it. And then the Browns, you were in Game of the Year, lost 47-42. Baker Mayfield has definitely turned the tide. Threw for 343 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Lead rusher was Nick Chubb with 82 yards and 2 touchdowns, followed by Kareem Hunt with 33 yards and a touchdown. And Baker Mayfield got in on the action with 23 yards and a touchdown. Lead receiver was also Kareem Hunt with 77 yards and a touchdown, followed by People Jones with 74 yards, Rashard Higgins with 68 yards, and Juice Landry with 52 yards. So honestly, the offense is on point. Baker Mayfield can continue to play as well as he's done recently. I could see something special out of this team. The defense fell apart to the Ravens. Yeah, you did all right against the pass game, but the rush game you were no match for, and the defense at the end was just terrible. But, you got something special, Cleveland. Your favorite win this one by 6, and I'm going to say that you win and cover. And now you have our final matchup, Monday Night Football, between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Starting out with the Steelers against the Bills, well, Colin Cowherd, even though I think most of the time he's an idiot, he had a statement saying that these Steelers are the 2019 Patriots, had an undefeated start against super weak competition, and even some of the games against strong competition, they were ugly victories and then just completely fell apart at the end. And so far, I'm seeing a lot of connections to that. Anyways, but Ben Roethlisberger threw for 187 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. You guys ran the ball 17 yards. Run the ball more. I know James Conner, Jalen Samuels, and Benny Snell Jr. is just an okay running back committee, but seriously, run the ball more and stop being so one-dimensional. Once again, by Urinating Tree, link to his channel in the description below. Lead receiver was Juju Smith-Schuster with 55 yards and a touchdown. Got more action dancing on the Bills logo doing Corvette. I've done it once. Check it out on my TikTok. Deontay Johnson, king of the drops. He had 40 yards, followed by Eric Ebron with 30, and then James Washington with 29 and a touchdown. Defense fell apart to the Bills, but you know what? They're a legit team, and even though you got a great defense, I expected a little bit more out of you, but the Bills just kicked some ass. And then the Bengals against the Cowboys, just nothing. Brandon Allen threw for 217 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. Lead rusher was Williams with 49 yards. Perrine had 32 yards. Lead receiver was A.J. Green, kind of coming back. He had 62 yards and a touchdown, followed by T. Higgins with 49, Tyler Boyd with 43. And that was pretty much it. Your defense fell apart to the Cowboys, but the big part of the game was all the freaking fumbles. You guys fumbled the ball 3 times, and you lost all 3 of them. So, yeah. Anyway, Steelers are favored to win this one by 12. I'm going to say that they win, but don't cover this. That is going to wrap up my video for today. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you want to see all my other Saints, all my other prediction videos and all my other Saints recaps, links to all that will be in the description below. If you want to see, if you want to check out my other channel, Copying Souter Podcast, be sure to check that out. Link is in the description below. Drop a subscribe there. Make sure you drop a like in this video. Subscribe down below. Comment down below what you have as your upset of the week. I got Panthers over Packers. I got the Panthers winning. That's my upset of the week. What's your lock of the week? Clearly, I'm just going to say Ravens against Jaguars. Anything else? Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok at SouterTheSavage. Thank y'all for watching. Have a great day. Who Dat Nation. Hopefully, we can pull out a victory. Is